and welcome to Business Connects Meet the Members Live. I'm Jen Wilner, your host and co-founder of Business Connects. We've been building business relationships in person and online for about the past 4 years now. Today we have a very special Meet the Members Live series for you with my fearless co-founder, Jill Ryan of Ryan Consulting, and a very special guest who is going to brainstorm with all of us about how to maximize your online and offline marketing. Our very own local business guy, Frank Demming. So if you're not sure who we are, what we do, I welcome you to check out our website. It's businessconnectsnj.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube, Instagram. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to meet you. And we would love to build long-lasting business relationships with you. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey, Jill.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
All righty. I'm so excited I finally got you on camera.
I did something out of my comfort zone this year.
Exactly. So before we bring Frank in, you have anything you want to tell anybody?
Mostly that with Business Connects, that we've built amazing friendships and business relationships. And I hope we keep doing it for many more years.
Absolutely. It's been, I mean, not to sound cliche, but it's been life-changing.
Definitely. Yes. Many of businesses have been working with, that I've been working with, and I get to see them grow is like totally amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we've had events that I'd never 4 years ago imagined that I'd even know about. People, connecting with people in so many towns within New Jersey, outside of New Jersey. Guys, if you're listening now and you don't know the connection, Jill and I are co-founders, obviously. We met, we did not know each other 4 years ago. And
I still remember Wendy.
Yes. So Wendy introduced us, told me to come to an event to meet Jill. And while Edison Connects had already begun, I had taken a hiatus and needed to regroup. And Jill had amazing ideas, big ideas. So between the two of us brainstorming together, and it's something fun to do. We enjoy it, right?
I love sitting down and brainstorming with you. We come up with so many great ideas to help our members and to help both of our businesses grow.
Yeah, definitely. So another big part of how all this happens for so many businesses is I'm going to call him, he's our guest today. So I feel like Jill's our guest too. But all right, without further ado, let's bring Frank Demming, your local business guy. Let's go. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
What's a good word?
Good word is it's Friday, and I'm on with you guys. So I got two good words. I'm on with the my Business Connects posse, and it's Friday.
Better than that. Hey, Latricia. Hey. So, Frank, we wanted to talk about kind of conversation about, we thought that the best use of this time for everybody would be to talk about now that New Jersey, I mean, primarily New Jersey, but we do have Latricia is joining us from New York, for businesses to really get their word out since the country is reopening. But why don't we kind of start and you let everybody know about, who you are, what you do, because you're pretty awesome, but we wanted them to hear it from you.
Before I say anything like that, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. Second of all, thanks for sharing that story. I did not know I've known the two of you for quite some time now, for about that same time frame. And I didn't know that you guys didn't know each other. So it was interesting. So it was good. It was an educational moment for me too. So thanks for sharing
Awesome.
that. It's funny. As many times as I've met you guys in person, I've never asked, "Hey, did you guys meet?"
Good to know.
It's not my thing. My thing is digital marketing, and which is what's going to go back into your question. So I just before I get to that to answer your question, I work with local businesses throughout the continental U.S. using digital marketing as a way to get the word out about their services, primarily with attorneys, dentists, chiropractors, med spas, and HVAC companies. Those are the sweet spot companies that I usually work with, and I usually give them great results because we've got funnels already built for them. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's kind of like a McDonald's. You know, I want menu item 1, menu 3 or 4, whatever, or I want all of them. You know, so because they have cookie cutter. I mean, it's not cookie cutter, but it's more of a succinct project marketing plan for them. In terms of reopening, I think what companies have to do now is really have to go wild on social media, hire you guys to get the word out about what services they're doing, and have like a event, like a celebration of reopening kind of thing, you know. Hey, you know, because I'm celebrating reopening to normalcy, let's say, you know, we get a free latte or something like that. You know, make some partnerships with other businesses, local businesses, that you can maybe work that out. Like a chiropractor, you can work with a massage therapist and say, hey, you get a free massage with your first chiropractic thing. Things like that are innovative, that's celebrating, quote unquote, the reopening of your county, your district, whatever you want to call it, and it actually draws more attention to you when you do kind of stuff like that. That's the first thing that pops up in my head. And to get the word out, and that is use social media. The platforms are there for you to use. You just got to use it correctly.
Absolutely, and knowing how to use them, like where your people are, where your audience is.
Very important. Yeah.
I mean, you have to know where they are, but you can ask your customers, you can ask your friends. I think if I haven't said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. For business owners, if you're not on LinkedIn, you're missing out.
100%.
A lot of people feel like, oh no, everybody on my network's only on Facebook. Facebook has changed the rules.
You know, along those lines, I'm glad you said that. LinkedIn last year started it, and this year it's like off the charts, a lot better. As you know, I am a lead generation person. I mean, yeah, it's cool to get organic out and get the word out, and that's cool. But I'm aggressive. I want lead gen, and LinkedIn was lacking for quite some time in that department. But I got to tell you, I don't know if it was because of the pandemic. I don't know what it was. Their ad platform is outstanding now. And if you're in a B2B space, that's where you need to be. We ran a couple of campaigns for this manufacturing company down in Houston who was only working with construction companies because that's his audience to sell his equipment to. And it just started. It was terrible before, but it just started killing it now. We started it last November, I think it was, or October. And it's just like, because the platform is now mature to the point where you can use it effectively for B2B. Now it can be done for B2C as well. We've done this for business coaches as well. And I'm not knocking Facebook, but I think LinkedIn ads, it's like, that's like, that's just like under the radar, sweet. I mean, it is more expensive than Facebook.
Sure.
It is more expensive than YouTube. Got it. But if your audience is there, it's worth it.
Absolutely. So, Jill, what would you say about the Facebook reach? Because you are Anybody that knows you knows that you are the queen of fairy dusting, and you have such an amazing approach to getting the word out on Facebook. But what would you say about, what would you
really have to work for your...
Her and her sister are like top notch. We won't mention her sister's name, but anyway.
She helps me a lot. But you really have to, like, the people that do know me, I run a lot of Facebook groups and pages for that purpose, so that I can get the word out to the people that need to get it and see it organically. Mm-hmm. You have to, and you have to interact. You have to interact in the groups that you're posting in, so that other people could see them. That's where a lot of people are losing. They're just posting in the groups, but they're not interacting with any of the other posts in the groups. So they're getting lost. They're not showing up in people's newsfeed because they are not active in the groups. You need to be active in the groups that you're posting in.
Or they're only posting on their page. Right. And not interactive. I mean, if anybody looks at these little, I call them mini computers now, because, I mean, let's face it. Yes, it's intended to be a phone, but it's a mini computer. I mean, it can do almost everything that this big thing can. And I mean, you guys have seen like the difference. Like Frank, we were talking about LinkedIn. We have LinkedIn stories on LinkedIn. We were talking about this the other day in Fanwood. I didn't have it for the longest time, and now I have it. So, of course, I have to teach my clients how to use it. But, Jill, because you're so active in groups, are you both, let's talk about the reach and the exposure with groups. Because now, from what I see, I mean, I barely see pages. I see groups coming up everywhere on my screen.
I've been working with my clients and making their business page all have a group, which is run by the business page, so that their name shows up on the bottom of the group. They have control of it, and they're targeting their audience. Mm-hmm. So you have to really, like Frank said, you need to know who your audience is, because you don't want to attract everybody. You need to attract the people that need your service.
Right.
So, you have to pick and choose which groups. You can join groups now as your business. So, you just have to follow the rules. Yeah, a lot of groups are now allowing business pages to join, mm-hmm. so that you could, promote yourself. Just posting on your business page and posting on your personal page is not really helping you, because it's only exposing you to the people that you're already friends with,
that know you,
and know you. And if they're not really commenting on it when you're sharing from your business page to your profile page, if people aren't commenting on it, it's not showing up in news feeds.
Right. And the purpose of it is social media. It's not a billboard where it's a one-way conversation. It's we're meant to be socializing about it. So I think that, hey, Latricia, we're so glad you're getting value out of this. One of the things, like with Facebook stories, so now we have Facebook stories, we have Instagram stories, we have LinkedIn stories that all last, correct me if I'm wrong, 24 hours for all of them, right?
Yes.
Somebody said to us this morning that they did not know that as a benefit of Business Connects, that if they send us their posts through Instagram, that we will share them as stories. So 99% of the time, the stories that you see on Facebook for Business Connects are our members' content.
Yes. They share it to the pages and the groups, and I share it to our stories. Stories are a great way to get exposure. Mm-hmm. Because people go to the top, and you have to also look at your insights to your stories, because if you open up, they tell you how many times people clicked through, swiped away, so that you can also make sure that your content and your stories is getting exposure and people are not just ignoring it.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ask a question in your story. Ask a yes or no question, and people answer. You want to ask the question. The more questions you're asking, the more answers you're getting, and the more exposure you are getting, and you become further in any of the news feeds, in LinkedIn, Facebook, Web Talk, all those. The more you comment on them, the more in people's news feeds you're going to be.
Yeah.
It's all about engagement with social media.
Absolutely.
It's just the same as being in person. Like if you show up to a networking event and you sit in a corner waiting for somebody to come to you, what's going to happen? No one's going to come over to you, and you're not going to be able to tell anybody anything. You're just sitting there waiting. You can't wait. You have to be proactive and start a conversation.
Hey,
Right.
Joe, why are you calling me out like that? All the fun.
We know that you will talk to somebody you know.
Exactly. Talk to somebody that you don't know. So, yes. Frank, before you were talking about events and creating and like collaborating with other businesses as a way for people a business to get a little bit more exposure right now. I mean, Jill I dub her the event queen because she's like the master connector of getting people together, just like this logo of connecting the businesses together. We had a great event with Haunted History Productions a couple weeks ago and Gee Whiz. And if you guys didn't see it, highly recommend you go back and Business Connects. We've got a whole bunch of pictures and video and Facebook Lives where we interviewed vendors at the vendor tables, a bunch of our members. I know Jane's got some events coming up, I think at Ray's, right? She's doing an event soon.
Haunted History Productions is doing an event at Ray's Princess for a Day. So we will have some princesses coming for the little children that want to come and get their autograph and have their pictures taken.
Right.
So, and she'd also be doing a ghost walk at Steve Giamboy's building in Cranford in October.
Fantastic.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going to Cranford. Haunted History Productions is going to Cranford.
Fantastic. So this kind of stuff, that, if I have an idea, or let's call, trying to think of a name who's not a member. We'll just say Joe, but not our Joe. Let's say Joe walking down the street has an idea for an event and has a store and wants to get their business a little bit more exposure. When they talk to somebody, in our case, Jill, who is the event planner extraordinaire, they have to keep in mind all those things of, that whole marketing campaign. So, I mean, the three of us could talk about this all day, but what would you both say is like the most important event promo that people forget to do? Like it comes here, they talk to somebody, they're like, okay, we're going to do it. What would you say they forget to do, or that people
forget the marketing plan? They forget that you can't just come up with a great idea and expect everybody to show up. You need to be on social media. You need to do some ads on social media. You need to go into and set up events on Eventbrite, reach out to your local newspapers, do your press releases, and have something physical at the location of the event being handed out for you.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I mean, that's true. But I think even more serious than that is I think they forget who's everyone's favorite radio station is. WIIFM. What's in it for me? Mm. So if you focus your marketing message about the event with that in mind, that's when you fill the house. And I think I've seen a lot of events talking about how great the event is, but I'm not tuned into that station. That's
right. What's the draw? Why should I be coming?
Right.
Right. Why should I be coming? And I see from my perspective, a big drop, a disconnect, I guess, is that so Sally is having an event and Sally wants all these people, has all these other vendors coming to the event. But if the vendors are not also talking about it and inviting people to come, that's such a huge disconnect with events that a lot of vendors feel like it's the event producer's responsibility to do everything. And no, I mean,
well, no, because they're actually renting the space from the event vendor. I mean, yes, the event vendor should be promoting and marketing, but every vendor should also be out there setting up their own invite, for people that will come and to see them. Have a draw, like why somebody wants to come to see you. Because if you're going to give up your time to be there, it's your working hours. You want to bring people in yourself for you.
Right.
Right.
And
set up different,
and not just in person, online events as well.
Yes.
I mean, it applies across the board. We have these kinds of events. Holly and Robert had an online, what was it called, Jill?
They had the home and gift show,
right?
I believe, or the gift and it was a gift show,
right?
Yeah. So,
and then a spring event, and then they have a holiday one.
Correct.
Holiday time. We're going to say winter holiday time. Frank, what do you have anything to add about? I know you have a lot to talk about.
Well, we don't have 4 hours.
Well, I will plug, if you need to, when you're ready. I already put the link to Frank's profile on Business Connects, but guys, if you don't know Frank, if you don't have time to sit and watch this, everybody has access to podcasts, and Frank has an amazing marketing podcast that he puts out. So whether you're driving, you're on the elliptical or the Peloton that everybody's doing. I know we've got a listener right now who spends a lot of time on Peloton. You can listen and get all this free marketing advice from our local business guy.
I actually did an episode. The last episode is pretty interesting. I did something that I normally don't do. I promoted a social media platform that I thought would never take off. And so I'm guilty as charged in saying that I judged it, but it's called TikTok. And it's actually a very powerful marketing tool for businesses, believe it or not.
Fantastic.
And there's an ad platform for it, which I love because lead generation is my thing. But that showed me, don't knock it till you try it.
Absolutely. And I'm not on TikTok. I look at it, I'm occasionally. But for someone like me, I would definitely have to hire someone to do TikTok for me. I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. And I think that's a big part of
60-second video, Jen. You can do it.
Okay.
60 seconds.
But how often, Frank? How often do you have to do these videos to get
a cadence that you are comfortable with? Say once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever cadence you are comfortable with, but it's 60 seconds.
Okay.
That's it. And you will start to see traction, and you will love this because you're a hashtag lover. TikTok is a hashtag just gobbler. So I am guilty as I was judging it. And now that I see the results that it's actually getting for me and my customers, and I'm talking about attorneys. Who's more serious than an attorney?
Right. But there's so much that they can talk about that's not going to get them in trouble, where they won't be giving it away.
On TikTok.
Okay. And would you recommend repurposing? So a big part of a lot of conversations that you and I have had over the years is evergreen content.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have said something about marketing a year ago that still applies. And literally, hey, ladies, if your hair is different and you don't look like you did last time you said it, watch the video. I mean, come on, watch the video and remember what you said, refresh your memory, change your necklace, and do it again.
Yeah, if it still applies, yes, you're right. You can do that. But in the marketing world is changing so well, because I would have never said what I just said today last year.
Right.
Never. But and same thing with LinkedIn. Last year today, I would have said, nah, it's still a waste of money. It doesn't have the right, it has good reach, but no one acts. But man, they have done a phenomenal job with that algorithm. I can't talk about it enough. I love ads. I'm in love with LinkedIn. I mean, Microsoft, they did an awesome job. When they purchased that thing, they took it off. I mean, you see, that's what I'm saying. I could talk 4 hours just on that.
Right. I love it. I can sit here all day long with you. All right. So in a nutshell, I guess we should probably wrap it up. Any last minute thoughts, guys and gals, on things that
Just
people
make yourself present, either in person or online. Make yourself present.
Mm-hmm.
My last minute thought is, if you're not connected with any Business Connect person, connect with Business Connect. These two ladies are dynamos, rock and roll. I don't know how they do it. I'm like praising them all the time because they're everywhere. And
Lots of this.
It's awesome. But man, it's amazing because I get tired just looking at it. If you guys want to get exposure, connect with Business Connect.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
We appreciate that. That was an unsolicited testimonial endorsement. But just when it makes sense and people connect and we're building these great relationships and friendships and business opportunities, it's just amazing. This morning we had in Edison, we had Flint Gennari. I don't remember the full name of his company, but Flint is a videographer and filmmaker, and he was talking about video for your business and how important it was. And Flint's a new member, but just like everybody was so focused because it was coming from a different perspective of someone who went to school and a different generation, and it was just fantastic. So we're hoping that Flint and our good friend Patty, Patty's company is Envision, Jill?
Envision Media, yes.
Envision Media. Patty also does video. Patty is a former producer, I believe, for NBC. I could be wrong.
I believe, and Discovery Channel.
Right, and the Discovery Channel. So having them connect to do video for different people and do things on like a really big scale. I mean, it's so exciting to me to see the things that are happening. And so that being said,
and guys, for any of the members we didn't mention, just check out our website. They're all there.
Yes, absolutely. So visit businessconnectsnj.com and check us out on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And please, if you're watching the replay, just leave us a comment on whatever channel you're watching us on with the word replay so that we know. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to meet you, and we would love to help you build strong business relationships and connect with you. So thank you so much, Jill. Thank you so much, Frank. Awesome. This was fun. Can't wait to do it again.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All right. You got it. And everybody, thanks for watching. This is Jen Wilner, co-founder of Business Connects. You are watching the Meet the Member episode. Today is Friday, May 14th. and we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.
Good night, good day, everybody.